The Dallas Cowboys play Santa on this Christmas night. The tree is adorned with ornaments bright. If your holiday gifts have been quite enough, a Lone Star Kris Kringle still has more stuff. Unwrap that box labeled number 22. Emmitt Smith with the football is another gift for you. He scored 24 touchdowns in this Super Bowl drive. It's an NFL record if he gets 25. Tonight, you'll be getting a true football feast. The Cowboys are champs of the NFC East. Troy Aikman with his star so bright will lead the Cowboys offense tonight. Doesn't that aide look like a snowman? Will a big game tonight be a Super Bowl omen? Yesterday, the Cowboys got some gifts of their own. The Eagles and Niners had opportunities blown. When Troy throws the ball, it often comes down in the hands of Michael Irvin for a Dallas touchdown. 106 catches should make you a believer. Another Pro Bowl awaits this great receiver. Tonight they will play for your eyes to see for home field advantage in the old NFC. These Christmas goodies should give you a reason to watch this final game of the regular season. Arizona Cardinals are the Cowboys' next test as St. Nick begins a well-deserved rest. Santa's job's done. His year's complete. Now he can watch these teams compete. The Cowboys continue their Super Bowl mission. It's Monday Night Football, a Christmas edition.
The hits, the bangs, and the blocks. The last game, wow, it's already here. Special delivery for holiday cheer. We gotta get ready. We gotta get right. The Cowboys and Cardinals wrap it up tonight. So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're gonna get it kick-started. Lynn and the crew's all set. The crowd is psyched. 'Cause all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night.
Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona on a beautiful night for football. Temperature in the mid-50s, little or no wind. Just an absolutely beautiful night here in Tempe, just outside of Phoenix. A sellout crowd is on hand for Monday Night Football as we close out the regular season, the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals.
And Lynn, no matter what happens, they have next week off, and then they will go home if they win tonight and meet either Atlanta, Detroit, or Philadelphia in the second round of the playoffs. That's Kevin Williams dropping back deep. Greg Davis kicks off for the Cardinals, and the final game of the regular season is underway. Kevin Williams from inside the 10 brings it back out to the 33-yard line. Andre Waters tackles him there. And let's take a look at the Dallas Cowboys. Despite a gimpy knee, despite a calf that's bothered him a good part of the season, Troy Aikman's had a fine year. He's thrown only 6 interceptions in 400 passes. The great Emmitt Smith with Moose Johnston in the backfield. Irvin and Williams, the wideouts, and the aforementioned Bjornsson, the rookie tight end. Tuanay, Newton, Kennard, Allen, and Williams, the offensive front. Jay Novacek, arthroscopic knee surgery, but up walking yesterday, a day after the surgery. They do expect him back in 2 weeks. From the 34. Aikman to the air with good protection, but the pass a little low for Moose Johnston and incomplete. Garth Jacks was covering on the play. Now the Cardinal defense playing better of late. Bankston, Eric Swan emerging as a star. Wilson and Clyde Simmons, the ex-Eagle. Irving, Eric Hill, a vastly underrated backer who doesn't get nearly the publicity he deserves, and Jacks on the outside. Aeneas Williams goes to the Pro Bowl. Lance Brown is a rookie. Seth Joyner, the one-time linebacker, now a strong safety, and Brent Alexander, the free safety. Second down and 10. And they flank Moose Johnston to the left, leaves Smith alone in the backfield, and the pass through the hands of Kevin Williams and incomplete. Kevin Williams, who had a huge reception last week against the Giants on the 3rd and 10 to keep the game-winning drive alive.
Probably his best game of the season. He has not been what they expected he would be over the year, but he really had a fine game against the Giants. Kept that drive alive. He had 5 receptions in all last week, and they came on third downs when they were so important. So certainly he figures in heavily tonight into their play action plan.
Certainly the matchup they were looking for, Frank, getting Williams locked up on Seth Joyner, a linebacker trying to play in the secondary. That favors Dallas if only Williams holds onto the ball.
3rd and 10. The Cardinals with a 7-man front. And the pass is caught by Williams in Arizona territory. And a first down to the 36-yard line. Kevin Williams becoming Mr. 3rd and 10. Tackled by Brent Alexander. That's a 30-yard gain.
Blitzed by the Cardinals and picked up quickly by Troy Aikman, Michael Irving, getting double coverage on a blitz. That means that Kevin Williams is going to run free in the secondary, and that's exactly what happened. There's a little deal up front for the Cardinals. Here is Kevin Williams in the gap, hit the hole, and a good read by Troy Aikman and a great delivery.
Last week, Aikman with 5 completions on 3rd down and 10 or more. And now Emmitt Smith goes nowhere on his first carry of the night. Emmitt has already won the rushing title. Clyde Simmons, a familiar foe, stops him.
No, but a chance for Emmitt Smith tonight to break an NFL record for touchdowns scored in a season. Right now he's tied with the mark that John Riggins set a number of years ago, and tonight Emmitt Smith has a chance with just 1 rushing touchdown to make that record his and his alone,
and needs 9 yards for his best season ever.
2nd and 10 with Johnston in motion, providing the blocking for Emmitt Smith, who's inside the 30 and takes it to the 25-yard line on the first down as Alexander makes the tackle. 12-yard gain.
Buddy Ryan walking the sidelines. He calls the defenses for the Cardinals. That's his. He is the ace at that. They go with the famed 46 defense. And the Cowboys have had success with it. They have won 10 times in consecutive games against these Cardinals, and that has got to really get to Buddy Ryan. He is a great competitor.
Ryan, when he was at Philadelphia, at one point won 7 straight over the Landry and Johnson Cowboys. Aikman on first down, hits Williams. Nice spin move, and Kevin Williams with a touchdown. He ran around Lance Brown like Brown was a rookie, and he is.
And again, double coverage over on the other side against Michael Irvin. And Buddy Ryan taking the chance, taking Irvin out of the play if he can. But that leaves Kevin Williams all alone, locked up with Lance Brown, and Williams with a little head fake like he was going to take it deep, broke it to the sidelines, and an easy 6 for the Dallas Cowboys. What a fine-looking drive.
Well, it's tough to get juked any worse than this as a corner. A little bit of a slip, but the move to the outside by Williams, and then what makes it so effective is that he fights his own momentum to go back to the middle of the field. So that's we'll credit some of that to poor tackling in the secondary, but give Kevin Williams his due. It was a fine move back to the middle of the field after the catch.
Williams' first touchdown of the season. 2:22 into the game, 7-0 Cowboys.
Put on your watch closely the reaction of Troy Aikman when he sees that this pass to Kevin Williams is a touchdown. Not a smile, not even a flicker of happiness. Troy Aikman's been quoted as saying that, you know, a lot of the joy is gone from this game. There's so much pressure on the Dallas Cowboys to win that a lot of the spontaneity, the fun has been removed from this game. And Frank, looking at him right there, I believe him.
When has an 11-4 team ever taken as much abuse from their home fans as this team has? Really.
Here's Chris Boniol's kick. LaShawn Johnson from the 12 and gets ripped at the 22-yard line. The tackle made by Dominique Ross, just activated, a rookie running back from Valdosta State. And, well, whatever emotion is lacking in the reaction of Aikman is more than made up for by Joe Avizano, the special teams coach. A look at Dave Craig, so many years at Seattle, then to Kansas City, and then Detroit, and now in his first season in Arizona. Garrison Hurst and Larry Centers in the backfield, Moore and Sanders, the wideouts, McBride, the tight end, and the guys up front, Tharp, Love, Cunningham, Redmond, and Selby. Garrison Hurst has already rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. Third year out of Georgia. Dave Craig retreats, swings one out. That's the 90th catch of the season made by Larry Centers. And he's tackled at the 25 by Darren Woodson, who played his college ball here at Arizona State. Now Dallas defensively banged up front because Charles Haley had back surgery. He's gone. Russell Maryland inactive. Tolbert, Hennings, Lett moves back to the middle, and Carver, who played his college ball here. Edwards, Miles for the injured Robert Jones, and Darren Smith are the backers. The corners are Sanders and Brown. The safeties are Marion and Woodson. 2nd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Hurst picks up about 4 up to the 29-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and 3. Monday Night Football being brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. Make it a Bud Light. Pennzoil, the motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings. And the all-new Ford Taurus, a look you've never seen from a name you know well. Buddy Ryan, head coach at Philly for 5 years, now at the end of his 2nd year, and a 4-year contract with the Cardinals. 2 to go. 3rd down and 3. Out of the gun. Craig surveys, picked off by Brock Marion, and all the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
One Dave Craig should never have released. He has had great days, a streaky quarterback, and he has had bad days. This one is not starting off good.
20th interception of the season thrown by Dave Craig.
Little roll, looking for added protection, threw it right into the hands of Marion.
31-yard return. That's the 6th interception of the season for Marion, and for Brock, his first NFL touchdown, the first of his career. Now Chris Boniol out of the hold of John Jett. Normally Novacek holds, but tonight it's Jett. And we've not played 4 minutes, and it's been a very Merry Christmas thus far for Dallas. 14-0. Dave Craig spent a dozen years in Seattle, then went to Kansas City for 2 years. Detroit last year played very well in place of the injured Scott Mitchell. Came here and throws an interception that you wouldn't see a rookie throw for the most part. Boniol to LaShawn Johnson. And he's tackled at 29. A lot of speculation about Barry Switzer. I asked Jerry Jones before the game if Switzer is back next year unconditionally as the Cowboys coach.
Yes, he does. And Barry is actually has engaged not only our staff, but our players. Don't pay any attention to any talk you hear when we've lost 2 in a row, or basically it looks like we've got all the talent in the world, but may not get home field advantage. Those are the kinds of things I think you expect. He's a tough guy. He wouldn't have the job if he wasn't tough. He was put in a tough position when he came in to coach behind Jimmy Johnson. I'm tickled with the job he's doing, and we're looking forward to hopefully some success in his playoffs.
Dave Craig has to eat the ball and takes a yard loss. So a lot of people speculated when, as you look at Jerry Jones, Jerry said he'd accept nothing less than a trip to the Super Bowl. He said right there, Barry Switzer, regardless, comes back next year as the coach.
And I don't think that Jerry Jones has changed his tune 1 iota from the very beginning.
I don't think he's wavered at all from the very beginning.
He's made it clear.
That question. He made it perfectly clear.
Barry is my man, and I am dancing with the guy who brung him.
Running 12-4 a year ago, and he's 11-4, getting ready to go 12-4 tonight. Not bad.
2nd and 12. And Garrison Hurst over right guard up to the 32-yard line. He's tackled there by Tolbert.
It's funny,
you're down at 8.
You start out throwing the football, you throw an interception that kills you against a team that gave up 244 yards rushing last week to the Giants. Rodney Hampton, 187 yards, and you put the ball up 2 of your first plays from scrimmage. You kind of wonder, did they watch last week's game? This is a Dallas team that is weak against the run because of the injuries you talked about, Al, and that's probably where the Cardinals should be concentrating.
4 receivers set, 3rd down and 8 from the 32-yard line. Craig fakes a shovel pass and then throws incomplete, intended for Stevie Anderson with Bailey covering on the play, and the Cardinals will punt.
Well, this is a ball club with only 4 wins that if Buddy Ryan comes back as coach next year, they have to make some personnel decisions. And I'm not so sure if we were to put Buddy on camera right now that Dave Craig would get the glowing endorsement that Barry Switzer got from Jerry Jones. Well out in front of the receiver. You can't lay it all on Dave Craig, but you certainly do that interception. He has put his team in a hole, but next year is going to be his 17th year in the league. How long can you go with a guy that age? It's a huge question here in Arizona.
Jeff Eagles, the Pro Bowl punter, sends one down. Fair caught by Kevin Williams, a 42-yard boot. Cowboys have it again. 14-0 Dallas. First and 10 from the 27-yard line. Aikman throwing incomplete. Michael Irvin, the intended receiver. Lance Brown covering. And Barry Switzer may have every wish come true tonight. If Dallas can blow Arizona out, he'll have a victory in hand, and he can then rest his regulars in the second half, something he would have done had this game meant nothing.
He talked about the fact that Emmitt Smith would not have seen a lot of work tonight. He would have brought him in, though, if they got the ball in a goal line situation to give him a shot at getting that single-season touchdown record. But you're right. They're being afforded a pretty good opportunity here by the Cardinals.
Emmitt Smith runs right into Garth Jacks. Tackle for no gain. 3rd down and 10.
Boy, Garth Jacks is a guy who'll bring it to you. You know, he's been around the league for 10 years, and a lot of special teams play. And when he was in Dallas, he was a fixture on their short yardage situation. And one of the things you can always count on is that he'll put a hat on the ball carrier if he can get to him. This is one of the hard-hitting guys in this league, and a real popular guy around the locker room. Kind of a player that the Buddy Ryans of the world really like.
3rd down and 10. 8:45 remaining in the opening quarter, and the Cardinals come across the line, and there's no whistle, even though it appeared that one of them was unabated. Keith McCann's coming across the line, but Dick Hantak and the crew not whistling the play dead, and he's dropped back at the 18-yard line pending the penalty call.
The flags came so early, you thought you would hear the whistle that usually accompanies that, and we didn't.
Well, you got the tight end for the Cowboys leaving. He goes out of his stance early as well.
Neutral zone violation on the defense. 5-yard penalty prior to the snap. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, they're going to say that, and what Dick Hantak is saying is that the movement by the defense caused Eric Bjornsson, the tight end, to break out of his stance. And that's a new rule that the league has put in, and it really is a big plus to the guys on offense. Eric being congratulated for not being in the doghouse.
Eric, the rookie.
Look at the very
Washington.
top of your screen. The very top. There's Bjornsson as he reacts to the defense jumping and breaks from his stance.
Well, he's in some big shoes tonight, filling in for the injured Jay Novacek. And they expect a lot of him. He was a wide receiver at Washington. He has bulked up a little bit, 6'4", 235 pounds. And he is not a Jay Novacek yet. They brought him in to be one. And he's shown some spectacular possibilities.
3rd down and 5. Dallas from its own 33-yard line. Aikman, the short drop, and then hits Michael Irvin, and one Pro Bowler is run out by another, Aeneas Williams, with the stop up at the 39, but Irvin has a 1st down.
Even though they double Michael Irvin, they are still able to get the ball to him. They had Williams on him. They had a deep man dropping from the secondary, and they continue to go with single coverage on Kevin Williams. Williams taking the outside position. He knows he's got help on the inside. And yet they were able to get the completion.
Williams in motion. Emmitt Smith through the middle, and Emmett tackled up at the 42-yard line.
You know, we've got Pro Bowl matchups all over the field here. There we've got Irvin and Williams. We've got a wonderful matchup in the interior line between that man, Eric Swan, going against Larry Allen. Both of these guys, first-time Pro Bowl selections this year. Both of them young and in their physical primes. And these are two of the young bulls locking horns here on the line of scrimmage. This is fun to watch.
Second and 8 at the 42. The conventional four-man rush, and that's good enough with Clyde Simmons sacking Aikman at the 36-yard line.
Former Philadelphia Eagle played for Buddy Ryan. In the last few weeks, he has really exploded. That's his 10th sack of the season, and he has just been superb over the past few weeks. A strong pass rusher from the outside.
Mark Tuanay jumps up towards the line of scrimmage and really is in no position to defend an upfield rush by Clyde Simmons. I don't know if that was some type of miscommunication. Tuanay taking a really bizarre technique to try to block him on a passing play.
Simmons sacked Aikman 4.5 times in one game in 1990 when Clyde was with Philly. 3rd and 14, and Troy under pressure, but gets it off to Michael Irvin, who makes the catch in front of Aeneas Williams.
That time Buddy Ryan sent everybody. A typical move on Buddy Ryan, 3rd and long yardage, and the blitz was on from Terry Hogue, the safety. All the linebackers were coming. That automatically locks Michael Irvin up in single coverage, and it was a good read by both Irvin and Aikman. Aikman knew he was going to get popped, and this is kind of Buddy. It's Terry Hogue, the safety, that gets to him, but this is what you know, you're going to have to take these pops with a Buddy Ryan defense. They bring everybody, and you will never have enough to pick them all up.
16-yard gain, and now they go back to Emmitt Smith. And the blocking breaks down as Emmitt gets to the 45-yard line. And Dan, Emmitt is not breaking as many long runs as he did early in the season.
No, and a lot of it is being laid at the doorstep of the offensive line. You know, they lost a lot when they lost Ray Donaldson, their very talented center, who was voted to the Pro Bowl and who broke his leg Thanksgiving. Derek Kennard has really filled in pretty well at center, but this is an offensive line that 2 years ago dominated everybody. They are not dominating everybody now. They're still really good, but they're not nearly as dominating as they used to be.
2nd and 7, end around Williams, and that's a first down as he gets tripped up at the 31-yard line by Lance Brown.
That's a good call. The Cardinals, a tough pursuing defense, and Kevin Williams with a good move to break this back to the inside. Watch this. It was Clyde Simmons on the outside. He saw it coming all the way. Kevin Williams took it to the inside, picks up the yardage for the first down.
Outstanding block by Derek Kennard, the center, who went back and actually got 2 Arizona Cardinals, putting both of them on the ground.
9th play of the drive. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Dallas leading 14-0. Aikman guns one right between the 8s of Michael Irvin and very close to a first down. And he has one at the 20-yard line.
Well, if you were a doctor writing a prescription for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know that you could fill one out much better than what they're getting so far. Good quality play from their #1 people, pinpoint passing by Aikman. Good solid running game. It's all working pretty well for the Dallas Cowboys, and I guess the doctor just wrote a new prescription. He said, let's play Deion Sanders at wide receiver.
So he flanks wide right. Aikman is 5 of 8 for 90 yards. Seth Joyner lines up facing Sanders.
That is...
Emmitt Smith picks up a couple.
That is the worst matchup I have ever seen.
Speaking of prescriptions.
That's exactly right. The doctor who wrote that matchup for the Cardinals was into the old drug case, I think. How do you put Seth Joyner, a linebacker who's filling in at safety, locked in man coverage with the fastest man in the NFL?
Well, Seth Joyner's a good athlete. I had him in Superstars. I know you did too, man. But you put him against Deion Sanders. He obviously was going to have help on the inside, but this guy's got some speed. He'd get blow by you.
And Deion says, give me that one again. 2nd down and 8. Aikman off the play fake, the deep drop, and then has nobody open. Moose Johnston, the closest receiver. Pressure put on by Keith McCain, so it'll be 3rd and 8.
It's the second time they've tried to get the ball to Daryl Johnston. You know, if you'd have said coming into this game, I'm going to buy a ticket because I want to see the Pro Bowl fullback in action, you'd have been right. It's just that Pro Bowl fullback is Larry Centers of the Arizona Cardinals, who beat out Daryl Johnston in the balloting this year to go to Honolulu. Johnston had been there the previous 2 years. That guy this year, Larry Centers, wins his first Pro Bowl assignment.
3rd down and 8 at the 18-yard line. Cowboys are 3 of 3 on 3rd down.
Fumble.
And a sack by Simmons. And a loose ball, and Dallas's ball. The Cowboys maintain possession.
How do the Cardinals not get possession of that football? One of their guys on the ground had it. He landed on the ball and had it.
It just came out, and Kennard was right there, and he plopped right on top of it.
That's why you win 4 games, when breaks like that continue to go against you.
Dallas had been the only team not to have a fumble on a quarterback sack this season until now.
That's Keith. No, that's Bankston. Bankston has the ball and just can't control it.
39-yard attempt by Boniol with the new holder jet, and this is the 23rd in a row for Boniol. He's missed only 1 all season in week 3. The new holder jet, who held in college at East Carolina, right there. Spots it perfectly. 2:42 left in the period. 17-0 Big D.
If you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
We're back. Hello. Hello again, everyone. 17-0 with 2:42 to go in the opening quarter. Chris Boniol to kick off for Dallas. And it's taken to the 10-yard line by LaShawn Johnson, who had a spectacular college career at Northern Illinois, and he runs it back up to the 38-yard line where Brock Marion makes the tackle. Cardinals try to climb back in it. 2.5 to go in the quarter. 17-0 Cowboys. Award. So we'll have the Dannies and the Frankies and the Alfalfas.
Oh, please.
Who's your MVP and your Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year is Marty Schottenheimer. I don't. He's my pick. How about you?
It'd be hard to go beyond him. I like Ray Rhodes. Ray Rhodes came in a tough situation, and he's taken a lot of people that really I didn't think could play as well as they did, and he's turned into that quite a football team.
I'm going to go with Wayne Fonts. The way he finished the season.
Give me some sugar.
Yeah, the chant in Detroit now is Wayne must stay. 38-yard line. Garrison Hurst picks up about 4. Who's your MVP, Dan?
Well, if you're going to go, I'll just pick a guy that you might, but who's single-handedly picked up a team, I think, and propelled them into the playoffs. It would be Scott Mitchell of the Detroit Lions, who his play, I think, has put his team into the playoffs.
So he played better than they thought he would. Yeah. I got to go Brett Favre of Green Bay. He's had a remarkable season. He is the Packer offense.
You can make the same argument. Right.
Despite the fact he had a better first half and second half, I still like Emmitt Smith. I think, for me, he is so valuable to this team, and I don't know where Dallas would be without him. As Garrison Hurst takes it up to the 46. As usual, we're all in sync.
We're just trying to be different.
Cover the globe.
It's 17-0.
You bet.
You can tell that we have thought long and hard about that.
And honorable mention to Jerry Rice. I mean, you know, the thing with Jerry is you just take him for granted. So
That's the truth.
Yeah,
didn't he pop into my mind? What a remarkable year he's had.
Yep.
Of course, he could win it every year.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
You know, a guy that, you talk about Jerry Rice and Irvin and Herman Moore. Right after this play, somebody needs to be mentioned here.
3rd down and 3 from the 46-yard line. Craig, and that's picked off at the 34-yard line by Larry Brown, who takes it to the Arizona 48-yard line.
Boy, Craig found another open Cowboy.
Second pick of the night. Ryan muttering and mumbling.
And the boos are cascading down, and Jim Hart's going to ask for his number 17 back.
The 6th interception for Larry Brown. But another ball. I don't know what Craig is looking at here. This his receiver let up on him. Brown was the only one open. Of course, you go back and consider Craig has been sacked 50 times this year. Maybe that makes you just a little antsy back there.
Both picks tonight on 3rd and 3. Now the Cowboys first down from the 48. And Emmitt Smith starting and picks up 4. Taken down at the 44-yard line by Michael Bankston. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle has made its way over from Torrance, California, about 350 miles away, and hovers high above Sun Devil Stadium, which will be the site of the Super Bowl next month. Joel Chamberlain at the controls on this beautiful late December night. Christmas
January 28th, the date of Super Bowl 30.
Dion.
And the Cardinals' coverage is unorganized.
Dion back in there offensively as the pass is swung out to Emmitt Smith, and a nice tackle made there by Terry Irvin, staying right with him and stopping him for a loss.
That was actually a lateral, or very close to it, from Aikman back to Emmitt Smith. And that was Joyner again on Dion.
It looks a little crazed, but there's always some kind of sort of brilliant madness to a Buddy Ryan defense. There was a lot of help to the inside. Now, Troy Aikman wanted to go there. He couldn't do there. He was forced to throw that ball to Emmitt Smith. So it looked sloppy, but it worked. Cowboys leading 17-0. Monday Night Football back after this message and a word from our ABC station. Worked on the Dallas sideline, looking at his hand as the defense rests, and the offense starts the second quarter with a 3rd down and 11 at the Cardinal 29. Dallas up 17-0. Aikman running for a 1st down and slides to a halt at the 37-yard line. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, Lynn Swan on this Christmas night at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. The first quarter numbers not very pretty on the Phoenix side. There's the 1 turnover, an instant touchdown, and the second one already within relatively close to field goal range.
Not a strong number in the passing department for the Cardinals. A big 0.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Emmitt Smith, and he works inside the 35, gained a little more than 3. Terry Irving makes the stop. Youngest players to score 100 touchdowns, and that's where Emmitt goes tonight with 1. Emmitt is 26 years, 7 months old, so by 2 years he would be the youngest. Brown was the youngest. Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Lenny Moore, and Don Hudson, all in their 30s when they went into triple figures. And of course, that next touchdown will also set a National Football League record. It will be number 25. 2nd down and 7. And Smith picks up only a half a yard or so. Seth Joyner making the head.
You know, a while ago I was talking and derailed by Dave Craig's interception. We were talking about Rice and Irvin. How about Isaac Bruce of the Rams? 1,791 yards, 119 receptions. That yardage figure, the 2nd best in NFL history. That has to be the best year anybody ever had who didn't go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Stop and think about it.
Yeah,
you know, with Carter and Moore and Irvin and Rice, he has a year like that, and he's watching our rendition of the Pro Bowl on ABC.
Definitely in the wrong conference. 3rd down and 7, and the catch is not made. Dropped by Corey Fleming. About the only imperfect thing Dallas has done in the game thus far. Oh, and Fleming knows that ball was right in his hands. He would have had a 1st down, and as it turns out, the Cowboys not within Bonio's field goal range, so they bring out the punting unit. So they have something that they've worked on, and at the 34-yard line punting the football, this is something they work on. Kick that high when you try to cover. John Jett will try to feather one. Floating kick, and the fair catch is called for and made at the 29-yard line by Dion. And that's where the Cowboys and Aikman take over with 9:57 remaining in the half. In Arizona, where it's the Cowboys 17, the Cardinals nothing. Christmas night in the Valley of the Sun, and boy, it was the Valley of the Sun today. Beautiful day, temperature in the upper 60s. As you look at the Phoenix area, we're in Tempe, which is just southeast of the city limits.
Thank you, King Kong Bundy, for letting us use your head there.
1st down. Cowboys at their own 29-yard line.
Was that Daniel Benzal?
Yes. Emmitt Smith for a 1st down, 13-yard gain, a roll down by Garth Jacks. Emmitt Smith.
What a block by Darrell Johnson. You've got to get somebody to seal the perimeter. There's the Moose on the corner. Look at that. He gets the double hit. No wonder Emmitt Smith has had such a productive career. He's a talented individual, but he gets wonderful blocking by Darrell Johnson out in front of him.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Smith the other way. Exploits the middle for a gain of about 5. Bernard Wilson makes the tackle with a little more than 9 minutes to go in the half. And again, to set it for Dallas, if they win tonight, they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And what that would mean is that if they were to play the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, it would be in Irving, Texas. It also would mean that they would not have to face Green Bay in that second round game. They would face either Atlanta if they beat Green Bay, or the winner of the Detroit-Philadelphia game. From the 47-yard line, this play is dead before its inception.
I think 10 guys knew the snap count, and Derek Kennard didn't. They all were moving, and the ball wasn't.
He's got that sort of a shamed look, doesn't he, when he walks back there? Doesn't want to look at anyone. Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator, looking off and high above. And I mean high above.
The interesting thing here is that the center does not go into the record book or the play-by-play. A center can't be offsides. So he's by the
he's a control.
By the letter of the law, he's blameless there. Somebody else made a false start.
2nd down 9 from the 42-yard line. Aikman guns it to Kevin Williams, and he's tackled at the 48-yard line. He almost ran back and lost what would have been a 1st down, and I think he still has enough.
He's close. He's
real
very close. He had the 1st down, and he tried to break it back to the inside for additional yardage, and he's going to be right on the marker.
Okay. I just called Paul McGuire. I think he has it.
He is pretty good at that, isn't he?
He's very good at that.
By the nose of the ball. I like that. Aeneas on the coverage, and he forced him to go back to the inside.
I'd try to make a guess from here, but I can't see the football from this.
Tell me about it. We are looking down onto the blimp. It is a 1st down.
There is not
all the way back.
That is a 3-story structure that's built on top of the upper deck here at the Sun Devil Stadium, and only he of the keen eye can see what's going on down on the field from up here.
Hey, what do you expect for $1 billion in rights fees? 1st down at the 48-yard line. Aikman wide open over the middle is Williams, and Kevin Williams is in for a touchdown. He had not scored one all season and now has 2 tonight.
Big night for Williams, and they continue to double up on Michael Irvin, and perhaps because of the confidence they gained in Williams last week against the Giants, they are looking for him tonight and finding him big time. He can put some moves on him when he gets his hands on the football too. Good return man, of course, and a nifty runner after he catches the football. Dangerous runner.
A pure zone defense by the Cardinals. Williams right in the void. Again, you see Alexander slipping. He's the first guy there. Should have been the primary guy to make the hit. He falls down, and the hit doesn't come until the 1-yard line.
Boniol knocks it through, and with 7:31 to go in the 1st half, the Dallas Cowboys doing exactly what they had wished for and hoped for this Christmas evening, winning and winning convincingly. Appear tonight, coming off his best game of the season and best of his career last week.
I believe it's his first 100-yard game. That 113 he has to this point.
Long way to go as well. 6-yard line drop picked up by LaShawn Johnson, and a nice tackle by Charlie Williams. So on offense and defense and special teams with a flag down, the Dallas Cowboys sparkling tonight. Joe.
Personal foul on the kicking team, number 87, 15 yards.
You can't, when you're a special teams coach, you break down those films, and regardless of the score, you have got to stay on your guys. You can't allow them to lose their edge. And Joe is not, he's beseeching them to stay in this thing.
Billy Davis for the penalty. You know, we talked before about,
yeah, right there it is. Good call.
About everybody expecting, you know, Barry Switzer to come back, but with all of the speculation, it's funny. I did the interview with Jerry Jones before the game, and then I mentioned to a couple of the assistant coaches, including Joe on the field before the game, that Jerry said he is back unconditionally, and they reacted with glee. It's almost as if they were wondering themselves, and this was the affirmation. The 27-yard line.
They believed you?
Well, yeah. You know, the funny thing is, right, I didn't want to tell them, you know, it's Christmas night, that we were just kidding around. But it shows you how, you know, how tenuous everybody's position is in a situation where, you know, Barry Switzer has been getting some heat. You don't know what he's going to do or what Jerry Jones is going to do. Yeah, well, he's been getting heat from the outside, and then Jones says it, and Jim Eddy is another guy in your picture there, and Dave Campo. They were ecstatic.
They're just up there now going, man, can you believe what Al told us down there before the game?
2nd and 10 from the
They're high-fiving each other there.
Garrison Hurst up past the 40 to the 44-yard line.
All kidding aside, Al, you're...
Well, that was over Larry Brown, but he had to be thinking a moment ago when he should have hurdled Deion Sanders.
Edwin Moses lives.
This is shades of Randall Cunningham if you want to bring it into the football realm.
Larry Brown, it was sort of a, where'd you go?
Larry Brown never left his feet. We saw him get tripped up by Deion on the ground. I don't think Larry Brown ever even leaves his feet.
He's thinking he's going to cut block me. I'm going over him. He cleared Larry Brown and didn't touch him.
Yeah, he did finally. Larry Brown did go down. What a leap by Centers.
1st and goal now from the 7. Hurst. And he gets down to the 2.5, 3-yard line. Flag comes in at the end of the play. And let's take a look at this high centers of gravity one more time.
Defying gravity is more like it.
Keep in mind, he's a pretty big man, too. He goes about 215, 217. He is way up over Larry Brown. What a incredible effort. I'm sure the fact that Deion Sanders cut him down a few moments ago, that put it into his mind. Look at Larry Brown. He doesn't want to make of it.
I don't think they ever even touched, did they? I'm not sure he even grazed his shoulder pad with his shoe tip on the way by.
Here's where the Cardinals have had a problem getting the ball into the end zone. They're down in that red zone. They've had a tough time scoring from down here.
Wouldn't you be tempted to let Larry Centers leap?
Penalty was against the Cowboys, so there's no play. It's 1st and goal, and the catch is not made by Centers. He couldn't hang on to it.
Well, Dave Craig put some smoke on that ball. He's rolling out to the right, and he's got Centers, and Dave winds up and throws a bullet to Centers.
Actually, it wasn't in a bad place.
Yep.
It just had too much on it.
It was in the perfect place.
Guess he never controlled it.
You know, this is a pretty remarkable feat by Centers of catching it. You're right. The officials were correct in not giving him the catch.
2nd and goal. Garrison Hurst. Hurst, amazingly this season, over 1,000 yards. He has 1 rushing touchdown. 1.
Well, the Cardinals don't have a whole lot as a team.
Well, they have 3 as a team?
3 as a team. Emmitt Smith has 24.
Yeah. I think that tells you something about which team has a winning record and which team has a
25 total touchdowns, and 5 of them have been scored by the defense.
Inside the 10-yard line, only a 38% conversion percentage for the Cardinals, last in the league.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at Centers again. Ooh.
That's just... Now, with the ball hitting the ground, I think the official makes the right call. I don't see how he could have called it any other way.
And we have come to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and goal when we come back.
Halftime, you will be treated to a festive Arizona
Jack Frost.
2 minutes left in the first half at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. 12 play of the drive coming up for the Cardinals. And it's 3rd down and goal as they try to somehow scramble back into the fray. They're down 24-0.
And if you're Dave Campo, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, these are the types of stands you'd like to make to really get your team feeling good about itself on the way into the playoffs.
3rd and goal. Craig to the end zone, tip, deflected, and incomplete. And luckily for Craig, not intercepted. Tipped initially by Godfrey Miles. So 4th down, and they send in Davis in the field goal unit.
You know, you probably hear more booing being 24-0, down 24-0, but I would say that about half of these people are Cowboy fans. I'm talking to one of the Cardinal coaches. He said, looked around the stadium and said, we may have to put the silent count in tonight.
Rob Moore actually saves the interception.
Davis' 21-yard field goal effort is good. Campo's defense stiffens. And with 1:50 to go in the half, it's 24-3 Dallas.
Can't go home again, Al.
Yeah, right. Well, that's where I used to skip a lot of classes, somewhere down there.
Called your first football game here?
Absolutely. 1962 from the Goodyear Blimp, a shot of Tempe on the campus of Arizona State from the Goodyear Blimp Eagle.
In which one of those cubby holes down there did you buy the racing form?
Turf Paradise. Just a 45-minute drive from the campus. Great place for long shots. Still is. Here's the kick taken down to the 5-yard line by Kevin Williams. And he brings it back up to the 25-yard line. And he's tackled by Marcus Dowdell. And let's get a report from Lynn Swan.
Well, Al, you know, this is a great shot of Dan. I assume, Dan, that you'll always be a Cardinal deep in your heart. Is this really you?
Yes, it really is, Swanee. It was, you know, they didn't change the uniforms. They changed the cities, but they did not change the uniform. And that was about the last time we had a winning team, too, when that card was taken. They have winning seasons have been lean since the 70s. 84 was the last.
What was they score the first Cardinal Dallas game on Monday Night Football?
38-0. The Big Red.
Here's Aikman throwing too deep for Michael Irvin.
That really, that was the game where Don had quite a meltdown during the course of that. That was 1970, I think. It was. Ooh, and Eric Williams. Not a good sign for the Cowboys here, as it's time to get serious. I think everybody knows about Eric and the automobile accident that he had last year. Missed the balance of the season last year and came back earlier than expected. Hasn't been quite the dominant performer he was before he got hurt. And Ron Stone, the guy that would come in and back him up, but you got to keep your fingers crossed that this is nothing serious for big Eric Williams.
It was the knee that was damaged in that automobile accident that underwent a lot of repair during the offseason, and he did return for the opening game this year against the Giants.
So Williams getting up, good sign.
An excellent sign for the Cowboys as he walks. There he is on the right side. There's 79. Oh, it looks like he gets kicked on the right ankle by one of his own teammates. Somewhere there on the right lower leg.
That's even a better sign. That knee didn't buckle.
Right.
So, Dan, you were saying Don had a meltdown, and I'm sitting here thinking Don Coryell or Don Meredith?
Don Meredith. Don Meredith. Oh, no. The Cardinals beat the Cowboys 38-0. And Don, of course, doing Monday Night Football at the time.
He'd give him the points.
He felt vexed. Oh, good, Frank.
He was really into it.
That was.
He loved his Cowboys. You know what I'm talking about. He suffered that night.
I want to hear you. I want to hear you get out of this one.
Yeah, well, he had the over as well. That was the bad news. 2nd down and 10 from the 26-yard line. And the catch is made up at the 30 by Eric Bjornsson, the tight end. And the Cardinals take a timeout here because they anticipate getting the ball back, and they try to conserve some of the clock. $1:32 left in the half. Night in the Valley of the Sun. Arizona Cardinals and The Dallas Cowboys wrapping up the regular season. The playoffs begin this Saturday. Both playoff games Saturday. Miami against Buffalo and Philadelphia against Detroit right here on ABC.
Eric Williams
back in the game.
Boy, that's great news.
3rd down 4 from the 32-yard line, and they give it to Kevin Williams on his 2nd carry of the night, and he comes close to picking up a 1st down.
This will be turning into a less feature Kevin Williams night. A couple of reverses, a couple of touchdown passes,
and a 1st down. And now Arizona provided a little break for the Cowboys by calling that defensive timeout on the last play, as the Cowboys now have plenty of time to work their way into scoring range with a minute to go in the half. Aikman with great protection, throws, catch made by the tight end Bjornsson. And the rookie knowing to run out of bounds here to conserve the timeout. And he's out of bounds and has the 1st down at the Arizona 48.
Cardinals choosing a unique defensive concept there, Frank. Not even covering Bjornsson. It's guaranteed to be a successful conversion for the offense. All you have to do is find him. You'll be able to spot him. He's out there in the flat all by himself.
Bjornsson filling in for Jay Novacek. Should the Cowboys move through the playoffs, they'll probably get Novacek back. He had orthoscopic surgery a couple of nights ago and is already out and around and feeling pretty good about it.
At the 48-yard line. Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt seeking that 1st down. He's close, but he's able to stop the clock and gets some assistance on the sideline to prevent him going into the chain link fence.
Emmitt, who's been bothered by a strained quadricep. That's the thigh muscle on his right leg, and every time he carries it now, especially when you see him have to come to an awkward stop like this when he goes out of bounds, you have to worry about it because, you know, that's when you're a little off balance, and boy, there's some help from a friend when you need it.
Especially in this stadium where there's not a lot of room between the sideline and the fence. 2nd and inches, Smith. 1st down to the 33-yard line. And now the Cowboys will take a timeout with 41 seconds remaining in the half, and the Cowboys have 1 remaining, leading 24-3.
Amanda.
Aikman, 179 yards in the 1st half, which has 41 ticks remaining. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Everybody yelling he was off, but there's no flag as Williams makes the catch at the 23-yard line. A lot of jumping up front, but no penalty. Cowboys conserving their final timeout. They move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. So Dallas already in field goal range and now looking for more. Smith, wide open, flag down, stopped at the 9, and the clock stops with 16 seconds remaining.
Boy, did Emmitt dig himself a furrow down around the 10-yard line when he planted to cut back to his right.
Well, that was flag came late. It should be in the coverage.
Against the Cardinals.
There's the hole that Emmitt dug when he tried to plant and cut back across, and it's remarkable he kept his feet.
Illegal hands in the face. Defense number 21. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Lance Brown, rookie out of Indiana, 14-yard gain, and the Cowboys still have a timeout left, so they can take a couple of shots at the end zone.
Here's Emmitt Smith, and we can count on the fact right there is that big chunk of sod he threw out of there. And if the Cowboys get a couple whacks at it, I can only assume that Barry Switzer is going to give the ball to Emmitt Smith both times. He would love to get Smith that record before halftime.
That was a great look at the balance of one Emmitt Smith.
Trips right, now they break that formation, and Irvin goes to the left, and there's a whistle before the play as Clyde Simmons.
He actually intercepted that ball. Well, the Cardinals they had multiple people across the ball.
That was a good illustration of the 46, chaos and disruption.
Offside. Defense unabated to the quarterback. Prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And that happens a lot.
An interesting thing there is the clock operator sensing what was happening, never started the clock. There's still 16 seconds showing.
And that's a half the distance penalty, so they're at the 4 now.
So now Emmett gets 2 really good whacks at it, I would think.
Well, they have only 1 timeout left. There it is. Interestingly, most touchdowns in the season, each of those guys scored all of their touchdowns on the ground. No receptions. The scores. The first and goal. All things, and the Cardinals get it. Eric Swan comes up with the ball and hadn't been tackled, and then takes off like Lynn Swan.
I think that might have been the center once
Gives it to
again.
Aeneas Williams, with his whistles blowing all over.
Oh yeah, this thing never got started.
I think that might have been Kennard again. At least Aikman was pulling away from the center, and
Well, if Kennard's
he's shaking his head.
If he's not at fault, he was certainly lying on the ground like it was his fault, trying to bury his face in the turf, trying to burrow underneath that sod and make it all go away.
Aikman anticipating the ball. It pulled away from Kennard. Well, I think Barry Switzer, one of the things he didn't like about that is he'd like to have gotten Emmitt Smith out of this game after he got the record, and just must have been late.
Kennard snapped the ball on time. It just never made it to Aikman's hands.
Yeah.
For some reason, you could see it go off to the side. He snapped it when Troy wanted it, but he just didn't deliver it. Again, the loss of Ray Donaldson in many ways makes this Cowboy offensive line not the line it was.
Centers with that hurdle job in the first half. That was a great play.
We'll see how fast they are in the tape truck, but right now, Brent, you know you can always count on Monday Night Football for memorable moments. This is our 26th season, so right now let's unwrap a few presents from 1995. Our opener featured the Giants and the Cowboys on Labor Day. Emmitt Smith's first carry of the season. Goodbye. For the Bucs, he's gone. Emmitt Smith out in front. Touchdown, Dallas. Week after week, the memorable plays. Pittsburgh's Greg Lloyd. John Elway of the Broncos. Green Bay's Brett Favre and Robert Brooks hooked up to tie an NFL record. Herman Moore burst into the spotlight with 2 big games. What a catch! Herman Moore. We saw the always intense Junior Seau.
Watch this fella jump out of the stands.
The Lions upset the 49ers by blank. Cordell Stewart threw one of the most memorable 3-yard passes ever. Looking back the other way, flipping it. All right, touchdown.
That's great stuff.
In overtime in Kansas City, rookie Tamarick Vanover fielded this punt. He's gone. Vanover is gone. This game's over. And, of course, the incomparable Jerry Rice continued to dazzle us. And right up to the moment, Larry centers with a great hurdle move. The only bright spot thus far in the first half for the Arizona Cardinals, as we wish you a Merry Christmas from Arizona. I know one thing, Brent. The next time we see Larry centers, it might be next July at the Olympics.
Exactly. He'll be down there. He looked like Edwin Moses, didn't he, Al? Listen, have a great second half. Happy New Year, and have a terrific playoff game in Philadelphia. Coming up now, the second half, it's the Cowboys and the Cardinals.
First half stats, and it's reflective of the score. All Dallas. Leading in every significant department, and with almost twice as many total yards as the Cardinals.
You should have got that plate in the first quarter. Kathy might have seen it. He goes night-night.
We're taping it for you. Here we go as we start the second half. On what's become a cool evening in Tempe, Arizona. Boniol sends the kick down to the 13-yard line, and LaShawn Johnson swings to the outside, and Brock Marion, who had an interception in the first half and ran it back in for a score, runs him out of bounds. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Miller Brewing.
Cardinals right now is a gut check. When you say, Dan, you played on teams that have, you know, with nothing going for a game, in a game like this, no playoffs in sight, you just got to reach down and say, hey, I'm a football player. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it everything I got, even though we're going nowhere after this one tonight.
You hope that's their attitude. And, you know, a lot of these guys getting ready to go home for the offseason, but they still have 30 minutes of work left to do.
And the Dallas defense right there again. Leon Lett making the tackle.
Again, a statement there by Lett that this is the position for me to play on this Dallas defense. It's a defensive tackle. And we will not have another embarrassment like we had at the Meadowlands last week. Look at that penetration by Lett. Dead play.
Second down 10. Russell Maryland in street clothes there, and they hope to have him back. He's been in and out and has been bothered all year with injuries. But they'll have a week off next week, and then the way things are going right now, home for January. At least until they hopefully get here, as the pass is incomplete. The next road trip for the Arizona, or for the Dallas Cowboys, will be right back to Arizona.
I guess I misspoke. That game was in Dallas last week, not the Meadowlands.
We did the one in the Meadowlands.
I knew it was the Giants. Yeah, that was opening day. That was, as much as I've tried to forget it, 35-0.
Well, the Cowboys are the kings of Monday night this year. 35-0 on opening night, a tour de force performance against Philadelphia, 34-12 in November, and all Dallas tonight. 3rd and 10 at the 32-yard line. And that pass is incomplete, and a terrible pass, and Garrison Hurst was there, and Larry Brown was ready to chomp on him, and he caught it anyway.
A lot of questions. And I don't know who has the answers for where this Arizona franchise goes, not just in terms of personnel and coaching with whether or not Buddy Ryan will be back, but where does the franchise go? There's a lot of question swirling around this team about Bill Bidwell wanting a new stadium here in Phoenix and the possibility that they'll leave here altogether.
Eagles' kick is not a work of art, but it will look terrific on the stat sheet thanks to a 17-yard bounce down to the 23-yard line. That kick 55 yards. Now, no sympathy for that guy. I mean, it's about 58 degrees. That's a little bit of an overstatement. At the 13-yard line, first down, Aikman. And that pass is incomplete. Trying to jam it into early flag down. Yeah. Lorenzo Lynch was there.
Lynch going over the top, and they were right on top of it. Cardinals have
interference. Defense number 29. First down. Out of the foul.
Cardinals have really had a lot of problems with secondary. Lynch and Hogue, the two safety men, have both been in and out of the lineup with pulled hamstrings, and this time Lynch, draped all over, draws the flag. It's that right hand, and they're right on top of it. It's Terry Hogue, and again, like Lynch, had a hamstring problem in and out of the lineup for the entire season.
Catch is made by Kevin Williams up to the 37-yard line. And, you know, one of the problems that Dallas has had, in the estimation of many, is the loss of Alvin Harper, who opted for free agency. But at this point in the season, Kevin Williams is truly making his presence very much felt.
And I think causing some problems for the defensive coordinators are going to face the Cowboys in the playoffs. All of a sudden, they have to look at Kevin Williams in an entirely different light.
And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of it tonight, too. Think about it, guys. When you look at the Cowboys, you're not just looking at Michael Irvin. You're going to have to respect Williams.
From the 38-yard line, Emmitt Smith. And then when you look at those two guys, you still have Emmitt Smith, not only as a ball carrier but receiver, and the tight end Novacek.
And with a question mark surrounding Jay Novacek, Kevin Williams, this is not an option. He has to step forward. He has to become a factor in the Cowboy passing game, because without Novacek, Michael Irvin is going to move from being double teamed into being triple teamed. There's Watkins, who really is the blocking tight end. He's a little hefty to be running downfield, challenging free safeties. He comes in about a nifty 290.
Second down and 8. Emmett Smith takes the toss, picks up 4, gets up to the 44. Eric Swan drops him. So Emmett Smith has already won the rushing title. He came into the game with 1,705 yards this season and has won the title by a large number of yards over Barry Sanders.
4 out of the past 5 years he's won that title. Right up there with some pretty heady people that have carried the football over the years in the National Football League. That have put together multiple seasons of winning the rushing title.
And Barry Switzer now moves into the territory of where people are going to start second-guessing him about still having his starters.
Whoa, and maybe he should leave his starters a lot longer, because Aeneas Williams has just turned it into a ball game.
His second touchdown on an interception this season, his 6th interception. Pro Bowl bound once again, and he's a gambler, but if you're a good cornerback, you're going to be playing in that Pro Bowl in Honolulu. You are going to be a gambling cornerback, and Williams, either off of frequency, off of study, he just knew that that was the pass pattern they were going to run. He stepped right in front of him, and he was gone.
Well, certainly Aikman has now removed that problem from Barry Switzer's plate. We'll be down to a 14-point game, and the Cowboy regulars are in for a while. Beautiful work by Aeneas Williams.
Well, and one that Aikman should not have thrown either.
No.
Williams, he was right in the picture.
Extra point by Davis. That's Williams' second touchdown run back of the season. The Cardinals this season have run back 4 interceptions for touchdowns. They have more touchdowns on interception returns than they do rushing. How weird is that? 24-10. Troy Aikman throwing that interception run back by the Pro Bowl corner Aeneas Williams to make it 24-10 Dallas with 11:30 to go in the third quarter. And Greg Davis's kick taken at the 9 by Kevin Williams. Flag, loses the football. Cardinals come up with the football. Lance Brown comes away with it. And if the penalty is on the Cowboys, the Cardinals are right back in it.
The defense has already come out for the
It's the Cardinals'
Cowboys,
ball.
so the Cardinals, they're going to get it.
Holding. Number 40 on the receiving team. Penalty is declined. First down.
Side Judge Howard Slavin made the call. Bill Bates with the holding, and Arizona with the recovery.
No Christmas gifts tonight for the Cowboys.
Kevin Williams right up the middle, and he is hit hard from the left side, then hit again from the right by number 26. And boy, that's a fine pop put on there. And that's the kind of a hitting double team that really brings the ball out of there. Tony Jones, credit him with the hit that does it right there. There's Jones, 26.
And now Craig tries to capitalize, going for the 6, and it's incomplete, and Deion Sanders all over Rob Moore. No flag.
Single coverage. He had him all the way, and that was good coverage.
That was the essence of coverage.
So it's one of those, you come back into the huddle and you say, I can beat him, I can beat him. You've been saying it probably the entire first half. They, okay, they'll know they'll have single coverage. He might have been a touch early, but you're not going to get a flag in the end zone on that, I don't think. It was just too close. Even the left hand on the shoulder. He might have got away with a little something there.
Second down 10 from the 28-yard line. Garrison Hurst, he's going to throw, and he's throwing off his back foot, and he gets it to Larry Centers at the 11-yard line.
They won't get style points, but it was effective. He could have gotten rid of that a little earlier. That could have been 6 points.
That's his second pass of the season. His first was incomplete.
You're right, Frank. If he could have thrown it earlier, but for having to make the adjustment and for falling backwards and completely, off balance falling backwards, he's still got enough on it to get it to centers. Right now, I'd have to think that a little bit of Dallas's heart is up in their throat.
But this is where the Cardinals struggle. They struggle all year long inside the red zone.
And the 11 batted away by Deion Sanders. Rob Moore, who has not caught a ball tonight, again the intended receiver.
Boy, and I wonder if this isn't the personality of Buddy Ryan coming out going after Deion Sanders.
Well, he's making a mistake. That was a terrific play by Sanders.
Well, and back-to-back terrific plays by Sanders. Forget it. It's not going to happen.
You're down in an area where Sanders is going to lock up very tight on any receiver he's covering.
All right,
down
now
the goal line. That was a superb play.
Watch the play action to the right and coming back again to Moore. This is something the Cardinals been working on right here.
2nd and 10, a reverse roll, and Craig slides him gloriously to a halt.
That was the play right there. Before the game, Ted Plum was telling us about it. They wanted to set up Deion because if the receiver acts like he's going to block, they think Deion takes it easy. The play action that time was to try to fool Deion, and obviously he was not.
Yep. There is Ted Plum, who is among those making the play calls, though that seems to be shrouded in mystery here in Phoenix.
And that's a doggone it look on his face.
Yep.
We worked all week on that, and it didn't work.
And again, the Cardinals continue to struggle down here inside the red zone. They have had a tough time all year long getting it in.
3rd down 10 at the 11-yard line. From the gun, all kinds of movement.
FS.
Dan, I understand the philosophy and the thinking behind that, but Deion's not going to get caught unawares down here. I mean, that's the kind of play you'd run around at the 50-yard line and maybe catch him napping.
But where did he tell us they were going to run it?
Yeah.
Inside the red zone. It's a +20 on the way in. They thought that Deion falls asleep a little bit when he judges the play being run the other way. Obviously, Deion had that extra cup of coffee at halftime.
Yep, and he's been involved in 2 of the 3 prior plays as well.
Which will get your adrenaline flowing. It'll raise your awareness level.
3rd down 15. 4 wideouts. Craig throwing 10-yard line. Catch is made there by Anthony Edwards, but he can only get to the 6. So it's 4th down, and in comes Davis to try to tack on 3 and shave the lead to 11.
And it's not 6 inches for the first down or the touchdown. I don't think you can argue with the call here by Ryan to go ahead and take the 3 points.
Greg Davis, 23 yards. And he just does make it. Just good. 8:47 left in the 3rd. Ryan a little happier. His team climbs to within 11. Greg Davis sends a short kick into the arms of Kevin Williams, who fumbled his last return. And he brings this one back up to the 28-yard line. So the Dallas Cowboys, who were on the verge of totally blowing out the Cardinals, now find themselves in a mini dogfight.
They also got a great effort from their defense to hold that to 3 after turning it over. Couple interception for a touchdown, followed by a fumble on the kickoff. That could shake a team up pretty good. They could have got that in for 6. The Cardinals, well, they're still a threat to get back into it, but it would have hurt a lot more.
8:38 left, 3rd quarter. Moose Johnston in motion from the 29-yard line. And Aikman throws. Johnston makes the catch. And Moose takes it to the 38. And a lot of Dallas fans here. It's funny. I think El Paso, Texas is actually closer to Phoenix than to Dallas.
Well, and before the Cardinals came to Phoenix, the entire state of Arizona was part of the Cowboys radio network. So they have, Tex Schramm got that started.
Exactly.
And they spent years cultivating this Arizona population into being Cowboy fans.
And down into Mexico.
Yeah.
Big favorites there.
Second down and 1 from the 38-yard line. Emmett Smith up to the 42-yard line. Clyde Simmons makes the tackle. I think about that preseason game we did in Mexico City last year. As you look at Dion, who clearly has been to Tiffany's himself over the holidays, and the way the Mexico City crowd was chanting Moose, and that's Eric Williams again, shaken up.
Oh, he grabbed his shoulder, tapped his left shoulder.
So an injury timeout with 7:39 left in the third. Williams shaken. Cowboys lead by 11. Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, not only the site of the Super Bowl at the end of January, but the Fiesta Bowl, Florida, Nebraska, here next week for the national championship. First down, Dallas from the 42 after the timeout. We'll check on Eric Williams as Emmett Smith goes next to nowhere. So Eric Hill makes the tackle. And there's Eric Williams again, none the worse. Well, you shouldn't say that because at least he's able to get up, and he's windmilling that shoulder right now. Ron Stone replaces him.
Seth Joyner of the, I believe that's Joyner of the Cardinals, is, boy, he's hurting. He is really in pain walking around out there with that right arm just hanging.
Well, he's going to try to stay in there, but if they get a man on him, he's going to be in trouble.
Second and 9, and Aikman's going to gun one to the 48-yard line into the arms of Kevin Williams, who was covered by Lance Brown, and that is very close to a first down.
And for Joyner, it looks like it's probably just a stinger because he was in on the play and now appears to not even be concerned with it.
And Eric Williams comes back as the intercept. One of Buddy Ryan's boys in Philadelphia.
Remember a game he had on Monday Night Football a number of years ago when he was still with the Eagles?
It's Houston.
Oh, Eric Williams back in the ball game, but Seth Joyner turned in one of the best individual games we've ever seen on Monday night.
Classic night, and he wound up in the Pro Bowl that year. Aikman throws, and it's caught at the 30-yard line, and the big night continuing for Kevin Williams. Lance Brown makes the tackle. Williams just 5'9", and on the other side, you've got the 6'2" Michael Irvin.
Troy making some fine reads tonight with the coverage over on Irvin, single coverage again on Williams. Good little move by Williams. It's subtle, but it freezes Lance Brown, and he moves to the inside, and Aikman is right there with the ball.
Michael Irvin here any moment now is going to be telling Troy Aikman, hey, remember me? I'd like to be a part of this.
Huge night for Williams. He's caught 8 for 171. And it's Smith to about the 26-yard line. Garth Jacks makes the tackle. Again, Saturday, postseason play begins in the NFL. Both games on ABC. Miami and Buffalo get it started from Rich Stadium. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 in the morning Pacific. Then Detroit and Philadelphia, the red-hot Lions, 7 straight, go into the Vet, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Wild card Saturday right here on ABC. Second down, 8 from the 25-yard line. Aikman throws to a wide open Emmett Smith, who takes the ball to the 10-yard line. First down. Well, will he get it? Will he get that 25th touchdown?
Well, you think so much about Emmett rushing the football that you really don't keep close tabs on how many times he catches the ball coming out of the backfield. That puts him over 60 for the year, and those are big-time numbers. Much less from someone with over 1,700 yards rushing. Factor in 60-plus receptions. You're getting your money's worth from Emmitt Smith.
62 receptions total, but no scoring, no touchdowns through the air. On the ground, he gets to the 9-yard line. They can barely pick up a first down without getting a touchdown, but in effect, it is second and goal.
Smith seldom is the prime receiver, but he is the checkoff man on so many. In that last particular ball they threw to him a moment ago, he just set up about 4 or 5 yards downfield, and Aikman looked over the deep people. Nobody there. He goes to Smith. Once you throw him a 4 or 5 yard turn in or a little hook or something, he could turn into something big.
Second and goal, 8-yard line. Johnston the fullback. Smith is the tailback. Toss. Smith. He's out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Third and goal.
Emmitt Smith on the carry.
3:12 remaining, or in the third quarter. 24-13.
Gain of 3 yards.
And on top, the Cowboys by 11. Blimp floating over the Tempe Butte and looking down into Sun Devil Stadium. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle.
Well, if you're really just looking to score, play action, faking the ball to Emmitt Smith is a pretty solid bet here for the Cowboys.
Irvin in motion. Third and goal. Smith stays in the block, and the pass is not caught by the Moose. Johnston can't hold on when it could have been caught, but I mean, that ball wasn't well thrown at all because Johnson was wide open, and he could just have kind of flipped it to him, and he made that almost impossible to catch.
How about the block by Emmitt Smith? Watch Emmitt Smith step up and pick off Alexander. He just stops him dead in his tracks and knocks him to the ground. And you're right, not a very well thrown ball. Emmitt Smith, you knew he wanted that touchdown, but he did what he had to do. Watch this shot. Boom!
He does it all. 23-yard field goal. Boniol out of the hold of Jet puts it through, and the Cowboys pick up 3 with 2:33 left now in the third quarter. The Dallas lead is 27-13.
Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la.
Emmitt Smith getting his shoelaces tied. I guess that's what happens when you're a Pro Bowl running back.
Yeah, that goes with superstardom, doesn't it?
Yeah. Travel with the ballet.
I don't think Pro Bowl. I don't think Pro Bowl even gets you that. You've got to make that next level.
Joe Avisano and his special teams will watch their coverage as Boniol sends it skyward. Late in the third quarter, and Dallas up by 14. LaShawn Johnson ridden down at the 22-yard line. A lot of talk recently about the relationship between Barry Switzer and Troy Aikman. Here's what Barry said about it before the game.
I have to be me, and I will never be other than Barry Switzer in how I go about things. We have one relationship, and that relationship is built on one thing. That foundation of both of us are committed to winning. I cannot ever understand why anyone perceives that because of my attitude is that I'm not committed to winning. And Troy and I have that together. That's our relationship's built on that, and our loyalty should be to the Dallas Cowboys, and that's what our relationship will always be built on.
Barry and Aikman, that's been a big story in Dallas and has made its way out to the rest of the country as well in the past week from the 22-yard line. Craig. And he is shoved out of bounds by Darren Smith at the end of the play.
One of the other things that might be bothering Troy Aikman is the fact that since that injury in Thanksgiving Day, the knee and then the back injury, and I think he's been playing hurt, and I think he's been playing hurt bad.
Well, and there is no rule of football that says that Barry Switzer and Troy Aikman have to be great buddies, or that they even have to be friendly. It's called production. Yeah, you look at a lot of quarterback-coach relationships over the year. Joe Montana and Bill Walsh weren't all that close. Chuck Noll and Terry Branch. Winning is what counts. Now, what makes it interesting is the fact that Troy Aikman wields a lot of influence with Jerry Jones and the entire organization. That's the wild card.
2nd and 4. Craig throws, pass too high, intended for Rob Moore. 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 4. Larry Brown covering. Brown getting to play a lot this season. You keep forgetting on opening night, despite that 35-0 rout, the Cowboys lost the great Kevin Smith. Smith had just signed a huge contract, a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, and so Brown getting the start until Sanders got there, and then Larry moved over, and he's been an everyday player.
Clayton Holmes, of course, out of the lineup too under suspension, so they had to make some major adjustments in their secondary.
Third down, 4. 1:45 left in the third. Only a 3-man rush, and it's caught by Larry Centers. And with some nifty running, he's tackled by Marion at the 42-yard line.
Where would this Cardinal offense be without Larry Centers?
He is the offense.
He is. Off center. No, they wouldn't even be on the screen. This guy, we're getting a chance, and it's a shame that he's playing for a football team that only has 4 wins. But enjoy the scenery, because Larry Centers is becoming one of the really special players in the NFL. Hanging out there. Larry, none of your teammates were close enough for you to pitch it to. This guy's getting it done.
8 catches, 117 receiving yards for him tonight. First down up at the 43-yard line. Craig, decent protection, and then the receiver falls down, and that's the rookie Frank Sanders who slipped. And Frank's been a non-factor tonight. That's too bad in a way. His exposure without a catch. The rookie from Auburn appears to have a brilliant future.
How many wide receivers have receptions tonight? One for the Cardinals, right?
Well, Larry Centers came into this ball game chasing Roger Craig, but in reality, with an entire quarter to go, Centers is making a run at 100 receptions.
Well, if I were the rookie Frank Sanders, I might think about a new cleat.
Does he have 97, George? Is that what he has on the year? He came into this thing with 89.
97, he has 8 tonight. Only Anderson and Edwards, 2 wideouts, have caught balls tonight. Second down and 10. Craig looking and throwing, and nobody home. Third down. The Cardinals have completed 11 passes tonight, 8 of them to Larry Centers.
Is that a cactus hunting moon?
Well, I think that might be a salamander hunting moon. I don't know. I'm going to call Keith.
A Gila monster hunting.
A Gila monster moon. That's a good one.
The Chamber of Commerce night here in the Phoenix area.
Third down 10 at the 43. And the pass is caught by Stevie Anderson, but he is tackled immediately by Robert Bailey with a half a minute to go in the period. Well short of the first down, and the Cards to kick.
4th down 6.
Tony Tolbert, we talked about him earlier, playing with 2 bad knees. Probably will undergo surgery.
That ball wasn't even close to being caught.
Tony will probably undergo surgery after the season.
Williams and Sanders both drop back with Fiegels to punt it. As the period winds down, the kick is a short one and is downed by the Cardinals at the 20-yard line. That's where Dallas will take over when we start the 4th quarter. End of 3, 27-13 Dallas, and Monday Night Football returns after this word from our ABC stations. Final quarter begins at Sun Devil Stadium. Al Michaels with Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, and Lynn Swan. The Dallas Cowboys trying to wrap up home field advantage throughout the playoffs, leading 27-13, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, and he runs right into Eric Hill, the middle linebacker. No gain.
The Cardinals do have some linebackers that will put a pop on you. Hill, one of the fine middle linebackers of the league, and again, like Garth Jacks, somebody that we don't see a lot because of their record. They have not been on national television a lot, but this is a big-time hit by Eric Hill. First-round draft pick in '89 out of LSU. We've seen Garth Jacks already tonight. Terry Irving, Seth Joyner, of course, many times a Pro Bowler. They've got some players.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Opening minute, 4th quarter. Moose Johnston is split wide to the right. And the pass is incomplete as Kevin Williams over the middle with Lance Brown covering. 3rd down.
Now, Lance Brown doing what all rookie corners have to do. Hang in there. You're going to have some go against you, and he has seen his share tonight. Both passes caught against him, some penalties. but he has persevered, and he's still maintaining close coverage. You can't lose your game. You can't get frustrated. You can't back off the confrontation. You got to stay with it.
3rd down and 10 from the 20. Cardinals rush 4. Aikman throws, tipped, incomplete. Intended for Bjornsson. Good coverage that time. Seth Joyner got a hand on it.
He's big. He's 6'2", a 235-pounder, but I mentioned earlier, I covered him in working on the Superstars, and the guy is an amazing athlete. He ran the 100-yard dash in about 10.2. Just an amazing athlete. Look at that. They use him in coverage on the outside anywhere. And, of course, the former Eagle, and Buddy Ryan loves him.
John Jett to punt, Anthony Edwards to run it back. Flag is thrown. Pretty bad kick. 26 yards out of bounds at the Cardinal 46-yard line. Aeneas Williams came charging in, but the holding call will go against the Dallas Cowboys. And Arizona will
tough to turn down the field.
This penalty.
Yeah, tough to turn down the field position they have.
Dick Hancock is the referee. 27-yard punt officially. To be declined.
Holding on the offensive team, number 86. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
Bjornsson. So the Cardinals have the ball in Cowboy territory with 14:04 to play. 14 points, 1st and 10 Arizona at the 47-yard line. Dave Craig has it batted at the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, it's hard for the Cardinals.
Out of Arizona State.
Hard for the Cardinals to score with their defense on the bench.
You haven't mentioned where anybody else is from, and that's the 2nd time you've mentioned Carver from Arizona State, Al.
Well, you know,
I know you're home here and everything else, but I think you're really showing favoritism.
You're always trying to tie things in. Here's a guy coming home, right?
Number 1 draft pick.
Yep.
Made a nice play. Good inside move here.
Knows this turf very well.
Yeah.
Tried to play him on the inside. He's not quite big enough for that. They moved him to the outside. Leon came back inside. Doing a good job.
2nd down and 10. From the 47-yard line. Craig throws, and the catch is made by Oscar McBride, the rookie out of Notre Dame. And that's close to a 1st down.
That's Darren Woodson. He is really hurting. He's got a sore shoulder. He's got a bad hand. His left shoulder is just killing him, and his right hand, I said hello to him tonight. He couldn't shake hands with it.
Watching him trying to tough that thing out last week in that game against the Giants was really something. And here he is again now in the 4th quarter of the season finale against the Cardinals, trying to do the same.
That was the 1st down on McBride's 1st reception of the night. Hurst, and he gets to the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. And Monday Night Football is being brought to you by GoldenEye. United Artists brings you the biggest James Bond movie of all time. Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. America's truck stop, the new Dodge. And AT&T, your true choice.
If I'm the Cardinals, I go right back to what I just did, and that is hammer the ball at this Cowboys defensive line. They got a good surge that time. Hurst took it upfield. I wouldn't go away from it.
2nd and 3. Hurst. And he's close to the 1st, but he's about a yard shy. 3rd down and 1.
That was more of a delay. The previous down, the Cardinals got a great surge off the line of scrimmage. This is where this defense has really shown some problems in the past. They've worn down as the game has gone along. They're not a big physical group.
They've given up at least 140 yards rushing in 4 of their last 5 games. And most of it right in the middle.
3rd and a yard. Centers lines up on a wing and then goes in motion. And Hurst has the first down to the 22-yard line, tackled by Miles. With 11:45 left in regulation. Funny thing about the Cowboys tonight, they began the game so brilliantly, and the confidence level that we talked about at the beginning was on its way to maybe getting back to where it was a few weeks ago, and now all of a sudden some self-doubt has to start creeping back in. They can't put the Cardinals away.
Well, there was that one throw by Troy Aikman out into the flat that Aeneas Williams brought back to start this second half. That hurt the Cowboys.
And they fumbled the next kickoff.
On the 22, Hurst again, and he gets taken down by Leon Lett as he crosses the 20-yard line to about the 18.
Well, if it wasn't for Leon Lett in the middle, again, we've documented how Russell Maryland is not playing again tonight because of the sprained toe. But Leon Lett is really taking control of things. He's doing all he can do. He's just not getting a great deal of help on the line of scrimmage. This guy is a load. Chad Hennings playing over on the other side.
2nd and 5. Craig throws, juggled, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Chad Fan, the intended receiver.
Again, the Cards struggling down inside the 20-yard line into that red zone.
Well, they could have used a better block by Garrison Hurst. He got to get a chance to get a pop on somebody. He's got to bring it and make a stick. Dave Craig's having to throw with some people in his face. Well, here's the play by Hurst, but you got to do more than that. Oh, you know, Darren Smith is coming in, and you got to do more than wave at a guy. You get a chance. He's going to put a hit on you if you're running the ball. If you get a chance to put on him while he's rushing your quarterback, take advantage of it.
3rd and 5. 4-man rush, heavy pressure. That's Leon. Loose ball. Dallas ball.
Yep.
Leon Lett.
Yep.
What a night the big man's having.
Fumble was ruled. Recovered by Dallas. First down.
Godfrey Miles recovers it.
Just good hustle by Leon Lett.
Well, he's playing like 2 men tonight.
He sure is.
Craig's going to contend his arm was coming forward. And, ooh.
And it was.
Yeah.
And it was.
Upon further review, never mind. 10-12 left in the 4th.
And had to smile on Monday night was his galaxy of all-star talent, and he connected with all of them as the Cowboys shot the Giants out of Texas Stadium.
Straight drop, good protection, pump deep to the middle, caught, touchdown! What a catch, Alvin Harper!
Every year.
Eyes of Darren Smith, but look down below to the number 78. He's the guy that makes the play here. Beats Duval Love upfield, but then keeps hustling, comes around and slaps the arm of Dave Craig. We've looked at it from about 4 different angles. 2 or 3 of them, it did look like his arm had started forward, but it's easy to see how it didn't get called.
They run Williams again on the spin around end around, and Lance Brown makes the tackle. That fumble by Craig, by the way, that adds to another record, his own 144 career fumbles, and Dave wins the fumble championship this season. That's his 16th.
I think he won the sack championship too, didn't he? He was sacked 50 times coming into tonight.
Sack title, fumble title. Wonderful.
Or 52 times, I think, coming into tonight. And how many sacks tonight? Another handful or so, 3 tonight. 55 sacks.
2nd down, 7, 9.5 minutes to go. Cowboys lead by 14. Emmett Smith doesn't find a lot through the middle. The Cowboys, well, they're holiday fare this year. Dallas played on Labor Day. They played on Thanksgiving. They played on Christmas. And they hope they play. Well, the Super Bowl it's right around Groundhog Day. Is it? Groundhog Day is what?
I don't know. It is right here. I'll call Bill Murray and find out.
I'll get on my sneaker phone and I'll call Punxsutawney Phil and I'll get the answer definitively.
Consult your almanac.
February 2nd. Close.
Where will you be February 2nd?
We'll all be preparing
in
religiously for
therapy, I can tell you that.
But in Honolulu, which is good. 3rd and 4, and Moose Johnston makes the catch, and Aeneas Williams takes care of him up at the 40-yard line. First down, Dallas.
Daryl Johnson just will not run out of bounds, will he? He looks for somebody to hit. What an asset he is to this football team. Seen a couple of big-time blocks tonight. Good receiver. Works out of the backfield. Seldom ever makes an error on pickup.
First and 10 at the 40. 8:05 left in regulation. Dallas leading 27-13. Aikman surveying under pressure, then throws. Catch made by Michael Irvin. His first catch since the first quarter, but it's a catch that nets no gain. Tackled by Williams. Williams last night had his knee locked up. In fact, Aeneas Williams was listed last night as doubtful for the game. That's something that you have to do. You have to update your injury report, but responded today and has played the whole game.
Really wasn't a factor in the first time that the Cardinals played the Cowboys earlier this year. Got hurt. So this is Michael Irvin's first real taste of Aeneas Williams here in '95.
2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. Incomplete. Sort of a tentative call there, but incomplete. Daryl Johnston dropping it. Terry Irving was there.
Aikman, I think, a little upset with the pattern that one of his receivers ran. And Terry Irving slapping it out, and he did not have possession.
But a ball, wouldn't you agree that more often than not you'll see Daryl Johnston catch?
Yep.
Right in the hands.
3rd and 10 now.
Resetting the football, it had slid back about 6 inches or so.
And Troy has 5 seconds on the play clock.
Well, you know that.
Well, that's wait a minute.
Calls it. You know what they should have done? They should have reset it. They should have reset the play clock.
Yes.
Dallas calls a timeout. Some confusion on the field, and Emmitt Smith and Dick Hancock go over it. Donner, Blitzen, Pouty, and I forget the other one.
By the way, that was a timeout that was not charged to the Cowboys. It was an official's timeout. They realized their error that they didn't reset the clock and put the Cowboys at a disadvantage. So we'll start this back at 25 seconds.
And it's 3rd down and 10 up at the 40-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys. 7:11 to go in the 4th quarter. 27-13 Cowboys. Aikman pump faking, wide open. Michael Irvin sooner or later to the 13-yard line before he's out of bounds, and a flag is down back at the 38-yard line at the Cowboy 38. Big time call coming up here, and it's going to go against Arizona. Funny, at first both teams started to come back as if it was going to be called against Dallas.
Yeah, that was double coverage over on Michael Irvin. He's been getting it all night long. This time he just raced by the defender. This is Lynch up close. He's getting help from the inside and deep from the safety man who's supposed to be over there. That's Williams, and he just gets there late. And a good read by the two of them, Aikman and Irvin.
47-yard gain for Michael Irvin.
They're going to double him. Williams is slow in getting over there.
Aikman 338 yards through the air tonight, 171 with Williams, and 82 with Michael Irvin. That's Aikman's best performance of the season in terms of passing yardage. And from the 13-yard line, down goes Emmitt Smith for a loss of 1. And again, what would be perfect for the Cowboys here is to wrap it up with a touchdown and have number 22 take it into the end zone for the record.
We're seeing an awful lot of slipping tonight. And I was down on the field earlier. You were down there, Dan. It appeared to be in great shape.
Now, the one thing they are going to do for the Super Bowl, as I understand it, that they are going to come in after the Fiesta Bowl and re-sod this entire stadium in anticipation of the Super Bowl here on the 28th. So
what we've seen tonight, that's good news.
Yeah, it is good news. And you're right. I agree with you. It certainly didn't look like it up close.
Second down, 12. Aikman throws. Catch is made by Johnston. He gets ridden out of bounds near the first down marker at the 3-yard line by Carlos Brooks.
Okay, load up Emmitt.
And it's a first down and first and goal. All right, now it's pretty clear that number 22 is going to be your man. Well, it's pretty clear in any circumstance.
We will see some serious Emmitt Smith right here.
But you'd think that that's what every offensive lineman. This is an offensive lineman's dream right now.
How about a nightmare? They know where it's going to go.
Yeah, but they get a chance to be a part of history. To say, I was there. I helped block for the guy when he got the record.
Emmitt Smith. He's got the record.
This crowd knows it. It didn't come easy.
And you want to know something? You want to make a bet that that's exactly the same play that they tried twice against Philadelphia and didn't get it?
Sure.
Right off left guard.
That's the 4th and 1. Moose Johnston leads the way. He had the block here to spring him. Emmitt Smith, 25 touchdowns.
Bye-bye Riggins.
And 100 for his career. At the age of 26 and a half, 100 touchdowns. Boniol.
And maybe more importantly, a little breathing room now for Dallas, who had led 17-0, but they had gotten in trouble there.
Road to the Super Bowl, and the NFC will be going through Texas Stadium. Emmitt Smith standing alone in the record book now. 25 touchdowns.
What a classy man, too. And he's touched. Goes along with a great football act, but this is a classy man off the football field.
You know, emotionally, look at this. Emmitt Smith is, he has an appreciation of the history of this game and the accomplishments. This is a guy that just doesn't take this in stride.
Dan, it got down to within 6 minutes of the season being over for Emmitt Smith. Well, I'm sure it's been in the back of his mind over the past 2 or 3 games. It's quite a relief.
Boniol to kick off. 34-13 is the score. He and Michael Irvin enjoying a delicious moment on the sidelines as Larry Centers runs the kickback up to the 31. A lot of ways to put Emmitt's mark into perspective. One way is to look at the Cardinals. As a team, collectively, offensively and defensively, the Cardinals have scored 26 touchdowns, and that ball being marked by one of the Dallas aides for Emmitt Smith, number 25 for the year.
If Emmitt had a microphone in front of him, I'm going to guess that he would say, thank you, Mark Tuanay, thank you, Nate Newton, Derek Kennard, Ray Donaldson, Larry Allen, Eric Williams, Michael Irvin, Moose Johnston, all of my offensive teammates, because it is a team game. And they all had a little part in the 25 TDs.
New quarterback is Mike Buck.
And that snap went clear over his head.
It's a bad beginning. Irvin McCormick is there to end the play inside the 5-yard line. So Dave Craig done for the night. Arizona's season on its way to winding 4-12.
Ed Cunningham, the center. I don't know what he expected as the quarterback.
That's past the buck.
That's a tough deal. That was very, very, very pathetic.
Buck was 6'3".
It was terrible. Larry Sentence. And Dion, well, Dion doesn't tackle him, and then centers with a stiff arm before he steps out of bounds at the 33. Who would have said he gets $12,999,999 to defend and a buck to tackle?
He thought that was Dave Brown on a scramble.
And Dion holding his leg.
I'm sure Dion will tell you right away that they don't pay me to do this.
They pay him a buck.
That was about a $1 tackle. Attempted tackle.
And the catch is made. It was still 3rd down and about 7 because of that errant snap, and Rob Moore up to the 39-yard line. And it'll be 4th down. A reminder, coming your way, a doubleheader on Saturday, wild card doubleheader. Miami taking on Buffalo from Rich Stadium. The game begins at 12:30 Eastern time. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern time, it will be Detroit and Philadelphia. Good matchup from the vet. We'll be there for you. Doubleheader this Saturday right here on ABC.
Well, that's two great matchups on Saturday. Miami Buffalo played a terrific game a couple of weeks ago. Buffalo just edging them. They'll get another go at it.
4th and 1, and the Cardinals going for it here. And Buck throws, and the pass is incomplete, and there is no flag, and Dallas will have the football. Stevie Anderson, the intended receiver. And we can tell you as we wind down the year that the executive producer of Monday Night Football has been Jack O'Hara, and our new daddy, Ken Wolf. The great Wolfman ends his 10th season. Craig Janoff of Scottsdale finally gets a home game to wrap up the year. Wonderful job, Craig, throughout the year. Joey Chavo has been with this program since its very inception. Ben Harvey has handled the associate producer duties, and of course began the year with a great hole-in-one. Jaime Bravo creating the opens, and our associate director. Great crew of people, about 70 of us from week to week around the country. As Wade Wilson is the quarterback, and Smith takes the ball to the 38. Kirk Dowdy Jr., Charles Copland produced halftime, which was directed by Calvin Haywood. Jeff Suarez, the TD at the half. Dick Buffington, Bruce Clark, Patrick McManus, Dick Ellis, Patty Gorish, Bill Bolin, and the gang, Simon McKenna and Weiss, along with Zabo and Licata, sending out the pictures and sounds from around the country, and the great Brian Gordon.
Ooh, did he win
soon
it
to
all
be
this
emeritus, year? And Victor Vitarelli, our assistants to the producer.
Great team. Proud to be a part of it.
Great team. This is Sherman Williams, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line. Steve Hurt couldn't do it without the man, George Hill, Malibu, Kelly Hayes, and Andrea Bryant running the ship from high above.
Bill Monahan down on the
sideline.
Yeah.
Yep. And
it's a splendid group. It's not until you see all the names of the
Donnie Schultes, Disco Donnie,
men and the women who work on this show, do you realize how many people it takes to get this production into your living room and family room?
Yep. 3rd down and 7 from the 36-yard line. As Wade Wilson launches one, Williams makes the catch, takes it inside the 4 before he fumbles it out of bounds. Lance Brown with the coverage, and Kevin Williams has just set a new Dallas Cowboy team record for combined yardage in a game. That's rushing, receiving, and return yardage tonight for Kevin Williams. Through the air alone, he has 203 receiving yards.
Lance Brown on the coverage, and he is ruled down right at this spot, even though the ball bounces away and goes out of bounds, and the Cowboys will have first and goal.
From both sides of the coin. To the 3-yard line goes Sherman Williams.
And to save it, he was 8-8 a year ago, and there will be 4-12.
Sherman Williams can't advance. Yes, sir. Santa heading home. Mickey Whitman.
Santa acts like he ought to get home.
Joel Chamberlain and Glenn Hampton up in the
Mickey
Whitman blimp, and Santa, put your feet up. You've had a long, hard day.
Mickey downstairs coordinating the blimp coverage. 24-yard field goal by Boniol is good. So Boniol tonight extending his streak. He's kicked 3, and he's now made 25 in a row.
It's getting close to a mark, too.
Well, that'll carry over to next year.
Not a bad way to start the year out, is it? On the tail end of a 25 consecutive field goal streak. That's
longest one he's made 45. The longest one he's tried is 49. Cowboys very effective in moving the ball once they get down in the red zone, and so he's been kicking a lot of chippies. Boy, that's a tremendous mark to put 25 in a row together.
37-13 the score. Dan, we started to talk before about the Cardinals and where they'll go and what they'll do, and we'll wrap it up. We talked to Bill Bidwell before the game, and he said my preference is to stay here in this area, but he wants a new stadium. He'd like a dome stadium. He's having a very tough time getting anybody to move on it politically. We asked him about Buddy Ryan, and he said Buddy will be evaluated at the end of the season, which is hedging your bet, and there is the owner of the Cardinals. Buddy has 2 more years left on his contract. This is Marcus Dowdell, run out of bounds by Brock Marion.
And the Cardinals have 2 years left on their original commitment to play here at Sun Devil Stadium in Phoenix. And after that, you know, this is a franchise in play. If I think it's safe to say if Bill Bidwell does not get the new stadium that he would like to have here in the Valley of the Sun, he has shown that he's willing to do it. This franchise could very well be on the move again.
Scary, isn't it?
Well, he feels like he was victimized. He feels that he was promised a dome stadium when he moved here in 1988, and it was out on the table, and then it was pulled back, and there's some hard feelings because of it.
This sounds like Cleveland all over again, because they, as you look at centers taking it up to the 47, it's the football owner complaining they've taken care of baseball, they've taken care of basketball, the hockey team's coming here next year, the Winnipeg Jets, and they haven't taken care of football. It sounds familiar.
I agree, there are similarities. And by the way, as this game winds down, I want to just say congratulations to Larry Centers. This guy, you know, he just ran that last play, and while he's on the ground, calls for the timeout so he gets a chance to do it one more time, down 37-13. Here is a warrior. This guy is a player.
It's hard to go to the Pro Bowl down on a 4-12 team playing in his position. Not only that, setting a record from that position. He's a remarkable
it's easy.
Young fullback, too.
It's easier to play well on a good football team than it is on a loser.
Well,
it's a lot easier.
The Cowboys may have struggled at the end of the year, but they're going to wind up just where they want it to be. The best record in the conference, home field advantage. They don't have to worry about facing Green Bay in their first playoff game as Centers takes the shovel pass. They will meet either Atlanta if Atlanta beats Green Bay, or the winner of the Detroit-Philadelphia game. The season ends on the 100th reception for Larry Centers in 1995.
There's still 1 second left, buddy. Come on back, babe.
Arizona just took a timeout, so
with 1 second.
Yep. Buddy pulling a Woody Hayes.
Whoops. Come on, buddy.
Yep.
Buddy, he doesn't want to come back.
What if they score on this play? I mean, it might say something.
Well, Buddy will say go for 2. This perfect. This restroom is cleaned by Showtime Services, Inc. What a way to go off the air.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
The wacko world of Buddy Ryan.
Buddy developing real tunnel vision.
Oh, man. Here's Larry Centers.
I love this guy. Look at it.
Terrific.
That's good for you, Larry.
We'll see him in Hawaii We don't know when we'll see Buddy. The Cardinals wind up 4-12. The Cowboys wind up 12-4. And Dallas with home field advantage through the playoffs, winning it by a score of 37-13. The great Emmitt Smith, the record holder now, 25 touchdowns, as the Dallas Cowboys end the season on an up note, 37-13. Big weekend coming up. Until we talk to you Saturday, Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deardorff, Lynn Swan. Good night from Tempe, Arizona.
May happiness brighten your holidays.
And remain with you throughout the new year.
Aikman goes back and looks for his favorite receiver of the night, Kevin Williams. He's wide open and makes one cut, and he's gone. Second touchdown of the night, second of the season. 24-0 Dallas at that point. Did the Cardinals have some highlights? Yep. Craig out of the backfield. Larry Centers is open. 93rd reception this season. That's a new NFL record. He passes the former Niner Roger Craig for most catches by a running back in a season. Dion applauds. The ball's a keeper 3 plays later. Craig to Centers again. Over Larry Brown he goes. And he's tackled. Take another look at it. This is height that some NBA players would like to have on their jumps. Marty Conlon. Marty Conlon. Centers catches it. Centers loses it. Out of bounds. No touchdown as the Cards went for the touchdown. Fourth quarter, 27-13, another record. Emmitt Smith, they ran left all night. He's in, 3 yards, 25th touchdown this season. That's a new NFL record, breaking the one set by John Riggins back in 1983. That ball is a keeper, and Emmitt's got a store full of balls that he keeps. 37-13, the final on Monday night. Aikman had a good game, 21 of 32, 350 yards. 2 touchdowns, did throw an interception. The Cards finish at 4-12. Dallas at 12-4. Thus they get home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs, and we all thought that the Cowboys were sick. Jerry Jones says Barry Switzer stays, and he stays in large part because Emmitt Smith is a darn good running back. 25 touchdowns, the most in a single season. He passes John Riggins. And there is O.J. Simpson in 75 and Jerry Rice with 23 in 1987. So the Cowboys are much better than everybody thought. For more on their win, we go to Andrea Kramer. She's in the desert. Andrea?
Thank you very much. You guys are talking about Emmitt Smith's 25 touchdowns, quite an accomplishment. But Kevin Williams had not gotten into the end zone this entire season, but career highs in yards and touchdowns tonight. Where have you been? What took you so long?
I've been here for the longest. They just haven't been looking my way, but tonight they called my number a lot, and I stepped up to the plate.
Did they call your number because Jay Novacek was out?
Well, we know they was going to try to do something different, and we figured they was going to roll the mic, and I was going to get a lot of opportunity. So what I did was just stepped up to the plate, and, you know, when they called my number.
Tell me about the first touchdown, because you really turned the rookie around quite a bit to get in the end zone.
Yes, it was a quick out. I did a quick out, and the pursuit came from the outside, and I cut back and ran on him.
And how about the second touchdown, the longer one, 48 yards, because you broke away from Aeneas Williams, a Pro Bowl cornerback there?
Yes, I was a little tired. It was right down the middle. They blew the coverage. So I caught the ball and cut back on him, and all I had to do was get in the end zone away from him. So I just gave him a stiff arm and just struggled to get in.
As the game wound down, were you guys aware that Emmitt had not gotten in the end zone yet, and was that a push to get in there?
Yes, we knew he needed a touchdown to break the record and different things like that, and he wasn't in the end zone. So everybody on the sideline was like, as soon as we got in the area, said, "Come on, man, let's get it for him," and different things like that. You know, we are family. We're a family, and we were all pulling for him.
Of course, Michael Irvin had joked this week that if it was late in the game and Emmitt hadn't gotten the record, that he would have stepped out of bounds at the 5 just so Emmitt could do that. But didn't look like you were planning to do that at all tonight.
Yes. You know what? I wasn't aware of it on my second one. I could have fell down and different things, but I haven't had a touchdown all year, and today was my day. I was in the zone, and I needed that touchdown, so I went in. He forgives me though. I told him, did he forgive me? I asked him. He said yes.
Well, absolutely. You're going to make defensive coordinators in the playoffs much more aware of the other wide receiver, Kevin Williams. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cowboys home field advantage. Next time they're here in Sun Devil Stadium could be the Super Bowl. Back to you guys in the studio.